What's going on, everybody? Good morning. A little later than expected. My fault, but let's get going. All right. Let's make sure audio's fine. Okay. Should be good. All right, what time is it? Oh, about to be 9:30. Shoot, let's kind of run through real quick where we are. So from yesterday's trades, under midnight. Okay. Just marking out obvious areas real quick. As the market opens up, we'll kind of walk through what we can expect and look forward to in the morning. For the time being, I'm going to watch this and just see if we're going to hold that and accelerate real quick back up into, this is first presented fair value gap of the week. So at 9:30, might just run it straight up into that. If we can clear sell side first, I like the idea of trying to actually run back up into that though. So that's kind of what we'll aim for. Oh, you're right, fellas. I said NQ. We're doing NQ today. Gotta stay true. All right, NQ, first presented fair value gap of the week. That's what we're in right now. At 9:30, short-term will clear. So actually, I would just watch if this wants to hold us and take us up into, let's get our higher time frame areas. So I don't have it as marked as I do ES. So you guys will kind of see how we do it together. We'll walk through it. So first, I'm just gonna get daily reference, right where we are daily since. Short of a daily fair value gap. Is there anything in here? No, up close candle. Okay, so I'm not too worried about that. That's daily buy side. Let's go to a 4 hour. So that's the high we're talking about. We've cleared that liquidity once, twice inside of a 4 hour. There is a fair value gap here. Up and through, down below. So just keep working down through the time frames here. We've cleared that buy side once and twice. And this is stuff I really do almost like every night, every morning. You guys just don't see it because I'm doing it right privately, of course. But it always just helps to have these references in mind. And even if I'm not marking up everything, just seeing it, right, is going to help me. That's 15. We've cleared this low. A lot of high was our dealing range. Clear the low first, we then run the high. So right now, buy side is the most targeted. Fall short of consequent encroachment. Okay, on an hourly sense. We've hit the 15, cleared the short-term low. So I'm thinking, right, when we first create this low to high, that's the most recent dealing range. So I want to see how that gets interacted with. We clear the low first. So we take the sell side, we immediately reject. We run the buy side once, we run that twice. And now we've actually retraced back into the huge displacement that was created from, right, the manipulation down here. So I guess my thinking is, say we're bullish, let's title this still. Oh, if we're actually bullish, right, we don't want to call tops. We would expect highs to continue to get ran. We've already repriced into really the entire inefficiency within this. Hitting the breaker in here as well. As you mentioned, we'd cleared sell side as well. So if we can break through highs, we should continue to run is what my opinion would be on this, to be honest. Holding from that first percentage as well. So far this morning, if that's our understanding, we want to see higher prices. Just trying to get a reference So then we can start looking for opportunity. First presented fair value gap right there. Let's watch what happens. That already would potentially be right where we're gonna hold. We have back-to-back fair value gaps. But as we see, right, we understand we've already really spent enough time down here, in my opinion, that if price is in a hurry, this is what's gonna hold us, just that first presented. Right, low, high, lower, low again. We accelerate through that. In my mind, this area down here, we've repriced into already. It's not going to be interested to return into that. Deeper retracement, if it does, we'll look to see if we can't still get long potentially. Right, that's our bias at this point. Want to see buy side ran once at least. Yep, NQ today. We told the boys yesterday that's what we would do. So I'm gonna have to bear with me then. First time going full NQ. Trying to see the breaker on the higher time frame. If we can close the 5 minute, that's a crazy wick, to be honest, though. Not a fan of that wick. 2 minutes, ooh, didn't get it either. So no true breaking structure of this high, which I would like to see. We did break this high, so this could hold us still, right? This is a breaker now, inside of first presented. But as we often say, we like to see closures above swing points to confirm continuations. Because it is the morning, we can expect a little sweep, but I like that first presented still. Right, it should hold from there. Breaker protects us as well. I forget how the pips work, right? So usually, let's say ends model, we would do 5 handles. I think that's 25 handles in ES. Would be the same reference. Or in NQ. Y'all that trade NQ will probably know better, to be honest. It's 20. So 4 times the difference. Okay. Good to know. I want to see this high get cleared. As we said, start venturing below the breaker and back into this first fair value gap here. We'll still look to see if we can't continue longs, but we'd prefer to see price just run from here quickly. Leave the fair value gap. Yeah. So create the fair value gap, right? Don't actually come back down any lower than this here. We'll see. Money terms is 12.5 handles. Money term, oh, because it what? 5 handles would be 250 technically if you're going one contract. I could just do this real quick. We won't take it, but I'm trying to measure it out. Get some bearings, let's say. Just only one. Okay. We'll go half. We're gonna want a partial. Once again, a day with no news. So purely just right price action itself. We've been consolidating a lot, so we don't expect that to change anytime soon, to be honest. Which means, once again, right, extremes of the range is kind of where, in my opinion, the best setups perform. Continuing to kind of tap that breaker high as well. Watching the bodies, I like how the bodies are holding above that first presented. Or as we said, we should hold from there, accelerate into buy side. I'm also kind of watching this here. Not as much, right? Because we got above it, immediately came back below it. Now we got above it again. If we're going to do that, I'd like to see it hold from this point. Get us into this short-term high right here. And then run buy side up there. What's the midpoint? We've hit midpoint of that. Just trying to set, like, let's say we actually, what if we want to run these lows out again? What's the ES? Hitting that. Breaker should hold us. That'll be the 5-minute fair value gap. I might try this, to be honest. Try to run out the lows. We hit the, I don't think we hit the midpoint of that. Just fell short. We might run straight into buy side, but I'm just thinking, right, if we want to do one more run and wick below this. Stop goes, as we said, we would rather see this be a breakaway gap for the time being. Short-term high cleared. So at this point, if my expectation is this buy side here, this should be the actual final target. I'm fine leaving this for now. Because as we said, we fall short of the actual midpoint of that fair value gap. So we could still trade below these equal lows, in my opinion. Trade into it, right? Bring up like the anatomy of this. Oh, brother. Move the breaker, regard that. Right, remember, and we still do have that. I'm thinking we can maybe sweep these lows, hit the midpoint, wick, and then accelerate again and clear highs one more time. Hold from the last premium before buy side. That's what we would expect. Lower probability, once again, as we say. In consolidation, right, middle of the range. Quite literally middle of the range. So we're trying to commit the idea that we want to at least be bullish for, till this buy side. Clear some of this all up. Yeah. So basically watching what happens here at this fair value gap. And would prefer to see, right, equal lows be ran. This is like little equal low, so sell it. Just short. Interesting. Let's see if we miss that. I might leave this in here. A little bait. Equal highs. If we close above that, oh, straight through. Okay. Let's watch. I'm gonna see how we close above the SPY side. So at this point, 5 minute, 1, 2, 3, easy reversal. New day opening gap here. But this was the hourly. I forgot to label. One sec. Bear with. Hourly 15. Okay, so closed above the buy side. Want to see if back-to-back candles close above it as well. Gonna leave a little fair value gap behind potentially, aligned with this. Now inversion is what we would see it as. Maybe we catch a continuation into First presented fair value gaps here. A lot of buy side as well. Equal highs. My eyes go to like this immediately. We did leave that area, so we may actually, let's see, attempt to move our entry continuation if we're going to break out of this. Can remain bullish. ES catching up as well. Deep retracement. Okay. We just tapped the high of that. That's my only concern here, right? Is these higher time frame premiums. Don't want to get caught in just being stuck in this resistance, but I think we can get at least one of these highs. So we'll attempt this here. Close above. Wait, did the 5 minute close above? 5 minute closes above. Okay. So we're going to move this. I like the idea of trying to use the fair value gap it creates under that candle. And at this point, we'll just go higher here. We may hit this and run. As I said, I'm trying to get closer to the actual fair value gap that gets left behind as we leave this and premium fair value gap. The high of it is consequent encroachment of the bullish, so I kind of like that level. We'll get in on the basically the high. Five-minute volume imbalance. And then this is just a buy side liquidity pool here, right, as we said. A lot of buy side pool, like we could choose a lot of these, but these just kind of stand out to me for some reason. So I like the idea of that. Probably because it's around, I would guess, like the quarter level of this fair value gap as well. Pretty strong rejections from these fair value gaps. So like we said, now that we've cleared both of these highs, if we're just going to return back into this range, fall right through this area, potential inversion to go lower. But I don't want to see at least an attempt for some more highs over here. You guys said what, 12, 20 handles? So if we got in and it returned back into the fair value gap, we'd probably take partials there. No wonder. Okay. Oh, that's better. So we're right at that midnight level as well. That's what I'm watching on this other screen. I was wondering why it wasn't showing on here, but I don't have the indicator on. So let's take off. Geez. Okay. Now we got too much. I really just want to mark out the midnight. Okay. So we just closed above that midnight opening, which means we may just use that area actually. I'm still fine. We'll leave this here until we get, right, if we keep running. I just want to see what happens around this midnight level. Want it for reference. What high is that? Midnight holds. First buy side, as we said, we're going to use just the hourly. Let's use the hourly. 15 there. Oh my, see, right, look at that. Perfect. Perfect. So, I like that. No pullback though, unfortunate, huh? We didn't even get into the buy side. I thought we'd at least tap that, but couldn't even get back into that buy side. Okay, so now we're getting a little... Don't want to be chasing this. That's our TP again. Missed that. Let's close. Do we want to maintain bullishness is the question, or is this all a ploy? That's what I want to see. Let's get into the 1 hour fair value gap. 4 hour target you got above. I mean, on a higher time frame, we could, if we're gonna expand aggressively, these highs again. Let's get back. So at the buy side, no closure above. I almost would rather try to target shorts at this point. Just hit the high of opening range gap and the new week opening gap. I'll bring these back up real quick. Gets a little much, but not showing. Hello. Maybe it's not meant to be. If you don't load, brother. 2 minutes. You'll see we're right at the high of that new week opening gap if ever wants to pop up. There we go. So new week opening gap high. Opening range gap high. Which means we could potentially get a nice retracement. Bearish volume imbalance. Aggressive entry. Oh, I forgot I did that. Sweep the buy side. Let's buy side. We'd have to get back into there. What up, Dark? That'd be super aggressive, huh? Quick scalp. 15-minute. Buy side. 5-minute just closed. Nice wick on the 5. Do we blast right through? Continue bullish. Closure above, we invert that again. You could flip that, honestly. Gonna let it be, see if we leave another high. Or wanna run another high. Because so far, yeah, first presented held easily. Strong. Could be like a Monday scenario. Just straight bullish, you know what I mean? Just run it. Close it back above immediately, so we do invert that again. New swing low put into place, wicked. Don't want to get baited into just consolidation here potentially. But easily right higher time frame objectives. Midpoint, midpoint. Run through the highs. Yeah, I don't know why the... Oh, I just turned it off, that's why. Right, previous day high. Nope, that's today's high. Previous day high here. Right, leaving that is ideal. We close above that, already got above midpoint. We can escape it, boom. Get through these higher time frames and just push. So far high, there is a baby ass, like this is like a new day opening gap, this gray area in here. It's very minuscule, but you obviously see how it's still working against us. Buy side's clear, left of a very gap. ES kind of struggling above its high as well. It just cleared its high. So stalling out a little bit. I honestly don't mind a retracement back here. Yet to revisit it at all. Right when we left it, 5-minute perfectly aligned. So I actually like that even better. Right, like the 5-minute gets created right there as we leave the high. We didn't end up clearing the low. Mitigation block is fine. Breaker into mitigation. Higher time frame is what you'd expect. Midpoint. Or wait, let's see. Like go to the 1 minute. Yeah, so I actually like that. Right, a retracement into here before we continue to run. If we're gonna maintain bullishness. I wouldn't mind actually leaving that original entry there. If we're going to consolidate around bullishness or around the buy side pool, we can just kind of maintain bullish order flow. Of course, once again, like we say, lower probability, trade right at the middle of the range. Not a fan of that if we're going to consolidate, but let's say we maintain just bullishness for the morning. That's what we want to see. Let us run, let us be free. Get at least into a midpoint up here. So create a fake little boop, stall out. Hold that buy side, run lower. That's the 5-minute, that's what we liked as well. Nice. Good shit, Darkly. I like that. Right, yeah, once you commit to the idea, once you see the framework, I feel you just gotta let it play out. Can't get caught up in what price is doing in between. At least that's what I would get fucked up with a lot. Mm-hmm. 5 minute left open. So I don't like how we're wicking that. Like, that's pretty ugly. It would have been much better if we would have closed above this at one point and then started to retrace. But we'll still see if we can't hold on to this. 15-minute high as well. So looking for more of an institutional order flow. Quick tap, boom, expansion. Price action in here moving lower. I like that kind of consolidation, right? We can keep picking up lows. I get a hoodie. We're tracing. Let's see what we get. As we said, I kind of want to be, what's the 5? Might have to open this up a little bit. The candlestick that creates the 5-minute low. If we're going to target that high there. 2 minute, that's a swing point right there. 2 minute swing point. Like that. You'd get scared and close early, leading to small winners. Yep, exactly. See, never. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, we opt out. What is that? News? Or am I tripping? I swear we had no news, right? I glitch out trading view. That's funny. That's what I'm saying. Give me that. I just want the retracement. Now we gotta wait for a closure. Still no closure above. Interesting. Just planned right there. Love it. Hey, what did we say yesterday about the old Trump markets, right? Got to be prepared for the unexpected. Even so, though, it goes to where we would expect just quicker, and we barely missed that entry again. Playing us doesn't matter what instrument, right? Damn, well, if that's the case, now we'll most likely just sit here for a bit. I'm not gonna lie, that's one thing I didn't miss. Actually, like having to pay attention a little bit to fundamentals because of that shit. What's this say? Still holding that. So kind of ugly in here as well. I'd almost rather try to, now that we've done that, let's see. 15.5. Kind of peeking at this little volume imbalance in here. Five minute fair value gap. Still struggling to leave the actual new week opening gap, right? The wicks are doing a lot of the damage, but let me bring this back up. Notice how the 1 hour consequent encroachment first presented for very gap high. I just love seeing confluences like that. But we're still really getting stuck in here. That's why it's tough. If we could have got back in and been involved in that, that would have been beautiful. Could have been done. But now at this point, right, going to be a little hard to read, determining Do we want to attack this high now? Is this going to be like a little target right below previous day high as well? So that would kind of align with the idea that we could run higher and continue to run. Gonna take off opening range gap. Wanted to see that new week opening gap still for the time being. Let's say we get closed above that. We want to expand into the high there. If we can manage to leave this new week opening gap, close above it, leave behind some type of discount, fair value gap, volume imbalance. I think I'm gonna try to use that. Use the high of it to then accelerate higher as we leave it. Under that most recent kind of jerk low, right? So basically using that low to target the high of the 1 hour. This area here will be tricky. Do we close? Oh, we did close above it and then we hit it perfectly. Oh, we just ran through immediately. Let's see. Like we said, can kind of expect that to hold there. Higher time frame, that is a volume imbalance. Interesting. Okay. There. Might wait for the 5 minute to close. But just so many premiums up in here. Don't want to chase, get faked out. Gonna wait for this candle to close as well. I like to confirm with 2 candles, right? Especially with when it's just barely closed above like this. Next candle has an opportunity to negate that previous candle's action, kind of as we saw right there. Especially because it opens with a bearish volume imbalance. Right? So even though this candle closes above, that next candle snaps right back into the range, and then it can't leave it at all. Just kind of how to prevent mis-executions. We can watch volume imbalance now. Let's see if that wants to hold. Small inversion as well right here. So pretty ugly delivery following it. I believe if we hold bullish, right, this would be a good area to look for. Bullish volume imbalance, inversion as well. Keep looking left, right. That volume imbalance is there as well. So now within here, we don't have the second charts, but within here it'd be all consolidation. You run out that consolidation, sweep short-term low into discounts. Let's see if we can leave that new week opening gap again. Can we close above it once, twice? As we say, leaving it with some type of discount left behind is a better confirmation. Once again, closing above. So second time, this time no. Volume imbalance, that's good. No fair value gap going to be left behind. That's all right though. Let's see if we can at least just hold that for the time being. ES looking pretty ugly as well. Quick peek. So far, just ugly delivery this morning. Like we said though beforehand, we kind of expect that to continue. We take what we can get. That's ES. This is NQ. A little more bullish, a little higher up. Attempting once again to close above. This will be nice. This is Friday's first presented fair value gap right here. Midnight level in, what was the midnight level right here? Oh, okay. Wait, why is this? Oh, that's ES. Don't listen to me. All right, back-to-back closes above. That's better. So now let's see. Do we want to use that down close candle? What I'm really looking at now is consequent encroachment of that wick. Right here. That's that 5-minute volume imbalance, right? That's what this was. This would be the most forced to the high of that. I think we might be able to do that. 5-minute candlestick is about to close. It closes above. Okay, what time is it? 10:10. I don't mind trying this. We'll try to commit to the idea that we're going to want to go higher. So we've left that new week opening gap, multiple candle closures above, right? I'm looking at the 5-minute. It's closed above as well. We have a 5-minute volume imbalance. That's what we're trying to enter on, which is aligned with that buy side. So a little bit deeper retracement into the new week opening gap is what we'd be looking for. Stop loss for us would be under this area. We don't want to, right, close below this. Closure below this to me means that we're probably just going to run straight to our stop. We'd want to see more of a wick, kind of like we'd see here. So at this point, our attention would go to this candlestick that we entered on and see what happens now. As we mentioned, just right, aggressive area of premiums here, new week opening gap. I think that small area, yeah, that small. Wait, what is that area? Hold up, got to figure out the indicator. I'm like, there's a small gap between. Oh, it's two. Okay, I'm tripping. It's two different first presented fair value gaps. Tuesday and Fridays. Okay. That makes more sense. So back into the volume imbalance. Right, let's see what we get here. As we said, higher time frame, 5-minute. We're trying to see if that holds. If not, it should run through pretty quickly, and we should find out. At this point, we could take away most of the indicators and just rely on the this area here. Don't mind that low getting ran. Closure below that, right? That'd be kind of a negative for us. If we want to wick a low one more time, and if we could still hold the volume imbalance, that's what we would prefer to see. Want to see price kind of respect these areas. There's a lot going on in there. We can move some of it. Now that we've ran that low, I'd prefer price to hold. If we're going to hold this, to accelerate, because now we have a bearish fair value gap, right? So we're going to have to run through a premium. I don't like creating premiums as we run through lows, because that offers us a chance to continue that run if we're going to trade up into this. We have a chance of just continuing lower, leaving this open, stopping us out. But if we do trade up into this, we have to see how we react. Got to be wary of that. Ideally, if we could accelerate through it and use it as some type of support to continue, that's what we'd want to see. But let us find out. Still stuck right in this range now. That's kind of what I'm looking at, right? This is our area of interest. That candlestick. Close below, so right, seeing that immediately would, to me at least, make it seem like we're probably just going to continue to run lower. It's going to offer us more resistance now. We'll see if the next candle can get right back above it and create this as a swing low, that'll be more beneficial. But more than likely, we're going to use this now, bounce from it, right, and run out this low. That's what we have to pay attention to. We hit the high of it, or the low of it, excuse me. Reclaimed bearish fair value gap. Can't get back into the volume imbalance, bearish. If we can't even reach back into that. Venturing towards the stop. That's a midnight level we just hit, so my stop is below the midnight level as well. Let me bring this back up. This will be allowing midnight level to try to offer us some type of support. It's able to. I like that. Now we need to see, as we said, as we return into this, if we hold from here, not a good sign at all. We need to see price expand through that, leave it, and not really get caught behind, right? Get stuck. Just like we see there. Need to close at least inside of it, ideally above it. Closure above it, we move stop to this low, because I would not want to see price venture back below that low. Could probably move it now even, but Let's see, that'd be like one tick below. Yeah, it's fine. If we want to run out that low, we'll just get stopped out on the run below that. So that's like worst case scenario so far. Still have 15 seconds, but right, it looks like price is going to reject that and now want to attack this low again, at least retest. At this point, we really do need to hold that fair value gap in the volume imbalance. If we get back below it, more than likely we're going to attack this low and just try to return back into the range. Keep chopping in here. Look at just getting stuck. That's funny. It was just bouncing back and forth right between that volume imbalance. This is what I like to do, right? I just like to watch what price actually does. I feel like that's how you can learn a lot. The live reading of it. Once again, reject. So that becomes a swing high. I almost want to take one off. We're not gonna. Right, we commit to it. We just let it rock. As we said, below this we get stopped. I'm guessing we get stopped. We would need to swiftly get above this swing point, which then we could, as we said, move our stop below this swing low here and see if price can't run it. But so far, not so good, right? This is also the original liquidity. So as we talk about, if we're gonna get stuck there and remain in the range, those areas of liquidity are gonna get referenced more than once, multiple times. So I'm also kind of watching that, understanding it's right there at that level. Yeah, right, just struggling. Can't get above it. We come into the high of it, we close below. As we retest the quarter level, if we close below, that's not good, because then if we retest midpoint and reject from there again, I would almost guarantee you, right, we're going to fall right through that low. So at that point, there's the quarter level. I'll bring up the anatomy of it, as we said. Boom, hit the high, reject. Quarter level, reject. Like, let's see if we get one more run up into it. If we run into it again, hit like midpoint, reject, we're just gonna go right through that low. Getting stuck here. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Okay, this low just cleared this low, so I'm trying to see this next candle if we're going to close above, make the attempt back up into this bearish volume imbalance though we opened with, so may actually maintain downward movement. Can we get above? Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Because we ain't trying to be stuck here. That's the high of the new week opening gap. Not a good place to get rejected from. It's also the 5-minute volume imbalance and a little small new day opening gap, which is why we say we need to get above this area right here. Let me bring back, oh my, so what did we say? Hit the high of it, right? If we hit the top quarter level and come back in and hit the midpoint and close below again, we're just continuing to tick off basically the levels within this fair value gap. So now that is not good. Because yeah, that to me, if we come back up and hit the low of it and can't get this high, I feel like that's when we would fall right through this 10, 12, and now look at the bodies, right? Closing in the volume imbalance. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, how dare you. Return. So now, yeah, I'm eyes staring right at this low. Let's see what happens. If we can't even get into it and we hold the bearish volume imbalance, that's yoinks. Okay, we get the low. Can we get midpoint? Midpoint would give us just a little bit of, right? Oh, okay, we get midpoint. Immediate. Oh, did not like midpoint. Not at all. I'm watching this. Yoinks. All right. Yeah, that doesn't give me much help at all, to be honest. Still not confident. Let's blast through. Show willingness, right? Get above. Price gets above. We close above. We hold above. We continue to push. We leave new week opening gap. Go to a 5 minute, right? We'll leave 5 minute volume balance. That is terrible. What did we say? 520, right? That'd be right in between. We could do that. The high. We sell one back. Right there. Closure above is what we want. Bang, bang, you put that there. So we've closed above. 5 minute has also not. So, right, not the best sign for us. At this point, this low, right, we don't want that to be violated. Stop goes there. Cut risk. Try to get a partial off. And then we'll target just that high that was created on that wick. Because we said this area here is going to be sketchy for us. So as we accelerate into that, hopefully we can get one off at a good area. If we get one off, I'm just trying to debate, right? Partial, I don't really want to, or partial, I don't really want to go break even in here. Just because we're already in an area that price is, right, showing that it's going to give a lot of back and forth. So we could hit that, retrace into where we entered and still hold for the time being, give another run higher. Which is why once we do partial, I'd rather just leave the stock and treat it more as like, right, that's the break even. Because then if we get stopped out, the partial will have paid for the stop out and it's just a break even trade, which is fun. Swing point there. We have equal high, so I'm okay with that. See if we can't push through those. Like we said, we want to hold this inversion if we're going to come back. New week opening gap high as well. Below this low, we out. Would want to see that bullish volume imbalance maintain, stay open. Looks like we're going to want to close it. Still have a chance though, right? Could just be creating a swing low and wicking. I like a quick rejection like that. I want to see it maintain though, and as we say, keep that bullishness, keep the bullish volume imbalance open. Don't want to see this close. Looking like we're about to, however. Yeah, so we do close it. Oh wait, 4 seconds. Might get a quick bounce. Unlikely. Instead, we actually close. Ooh, an open bearish. Like something like that, right? That's not what we would want to see in this type of delivery. We'd want this candle to try to almost negate that and get back above. If not, this here. And as we say, this would be kind of our invalidation point. See if this candle can't negate that, get back above. If it holds, now we've created a bearish volume imbalance. We're claiming this bearish fair value gap. That price was struggling to get above. Just not a good sign. Terrible sign right there. I don't like that. Aggressive close. Do we close it? We leave it open. We leave it open a little bit. Yeah, I don't like that. That makes me think we're going to want to use this now. Resistance. Revisit volume imbalance. Maybe we can hold from there. Hit the high of it. Gonna retest the volume imbalance. Jeez. Retest the volume imbalance. Just ugly. Ugly price. Ooh, we closed below it now. That's not a good sign. So as we return, we actually close below it. Which makes me think this low right here, right, is probably going to be violated soon. Holding from that fair value gap that we held at. Just struggling to actually leave. Right, 5 minute did close above. Or it did not close above actually. Right, first time it did. Here we held that volume imbalance like we were speaking of. Didn't want to see that. We're maybe able to hold this 1 minute. Let's see if we can maintain, try to get back above. This is just ugly. Choppy. Invalidation point never gets met. Perfect. Hey, the set and forget. That's what you want right there. The internet said, I got you, dog. Straight back in. Let's see the rejection. Stop now below this low, right? At this point, we're just playing in here. We should accelerate. Let's see if we get a partial. You said 12.5 is equivalent, though? We could have probably took a partial right there, then. We played ourselves. It's all right. We'll just do at the low of this. If we can get into this first presented fair value gap from, that's Tuesdays. Yeah, that's Tuesdays, so. Yikes. Terrible. Just terrible. What the Scooby? Love me some high resistance conditions. Oh, what a rejection. All right, at this point, stop me out. Or you know, get us to a partial. Make up your mind. Trading NQ, because yesterday I said we would do NQ. A lot of people in here like to do NQ, or they trade NQ primarily. I usually do ES, so we switch it up for the day. Tested out NQ, see what it had to offer. So far, not so good. Now, we expected this though, can't blame it. ES is in the same spot, so this was how it would be either way. But as we said, just stop us out here at this point, right? Can't get higher, all wicks, boom, boom, boom. New week opening gap, high, too strong. Can't get above it. Bearish volume imbalance, new day opening gap. We get stopped out, we return back into this 5 minute here. Nice, okay, yeah. Closure below again, so this time as we hit this, hold it bearishly, run out this low, we get stopped. There's the high. Wait for the rejection lower. This low here is what we look at. There's a rejection, you know, we're attacking lower. It's just pretending it's gonna go higher. It's not. Don't get excited, right? all wick. Body closure below. This candle negated this candle does not. It confirms bearishness. Now that we hit this candlestick again, volume balance at C, we should run. We do have a volume balance there. Is that going to be a no wick bullish volume imbalance? I think that we hit this. Notice what we just created actually. First fair value gap we've created in a while. Small one right there. Yeah, this cracks me up. Look at that, it's gonna get stuck there. That new week opening gap high as a bitch. Okay. Showing some life. Yeah, ES cleared a short-term low. So this may be the quick little push we need. We've closed above. Finally. Let's get a parsh. One little parsh for us. This might be worst price action of the week. Oh dear. Stop me out in the misery. Do what you can. Because ES is also right at its new week opening gap low. So NQ, I would say, it's a little stronger, but it's not looking too hot. Need to hold it at least once here. As we said, next candle is what really confirms in my mind is the intention. Yoink, Scoobs. 5 minute, 2 minutes until the 5 minute close is not really confirmed. Don't expect us to do anything until then, which means we are going straight back down. I mean, we have a bullish fair value gap here. I'm not really putting any emphasis in that, if I'm being completely honest. But as I said, when we're doing this, the PD arrays that get formed inside of that, I'm not really looking at all. I think it's all just nonsense, right? It's not really true at all. So really just relying on the higher time frames and more key areas first presented fair value gaps, volume imbalances, right? Midnight level. That's really what I'm looking at here. That's why price keeps tapping into this. That's what this dotted line is. Look, if I hit the new week opening gap real quick. What is that? Oh, that's a freaking... Okay, hold up. There we go. So right, midnight level right here. That's why stops below the low. That's why I'm referencing these lows. But I think... Yeah, this is hideous. Hey, up, down, go down now. Let's get below this. Let's get stopped. Oh, yep, here it is. Volume imbalance. GG's in the chat. Boom. Midnight touch. Oh. Short-term low cleared. No, we get out here. Short-term low cleared expansion. Absolute nonsense. That's right, we're getting stopped, I believe. Look, see, it gets left open. We're just returning up into this inversion. Boom. Ain't that the long... Look at this. That's what, 25 minutes, bro? We didn't go anywhere. I love that for everybody. All right, we're out. We were able to cut risk, right? So not even a full stop out. Originally below the low, we cut risk to right at this low, midnight open. At this point, we'll probably expand and run right through. That's what we should expect. We'll let it happen. Hideous price action. No need to push. Did we clear this low? Okay, we did. So yeah, we probably clear lows, right? Hold midnight, run out the highs, finally hit the first presented up here. And then we'll see. Let's get stopped out to the tick. ES giving a little bit deeper retracements. Quick look over there. Back inside its first presented fair value gap from this morning. See if NQ actually wants to attempt. Let's see if we close above. Jeez. We are holding that midnight pretty well, so we'll see if we can get above. So beautiful. Short-term lows cleared. Boom. Accelerate off midnight now. I think for me, let's see, if we're going to go bearish, I really would want to see here, like below this 5-minute fair value gap. I think we can come all the way back down into this 5-minute and still hold. Like that'd be a valid area to maintain bullishness. That's right about midpoint of our new week opening gap, right? High to low. That's actually perfectly, that's where that high is too, so yeah. This would be our area of invalidation for me below that 5-minute fair value gap. And then I would look for it to like get first presented and then come even lower back into this one here. But for the time being, this is crazy, look at that. Holy shit. Can't help but laugh. The old barcode. The old barcode pattern. Who doesn't love it? But we expect it to take place at this area. Once we hit the buy side, that's when consolidation is going to occur. Bless me. Lower body, lower highs, lower body. All right, here we go. 48th attempt. Another low ran. This is it. This is it. Midnight level holding true. Tried and true, you know what to do. We're bringing it to you straight through. That should have been the play right there, huh? Nah. Just hideous. So long in here. Finally get expansion. It's after 10:30 already. We'll see if we've closed above again, but as we said, not really. Oh wait, no we didn't, did we? No, didn't close above. So open with a volume imbalance. We'll see what happens there. Absolutely struggling. This is it right here. Let's see. Stay open. Buy side holds. Yup. It did close above volume imbalance, above buy side. Finally get delivery. The old Asia, shout out Asia. Oh, there it is, boom. So a few stabs into the low. Finally wick into the high. I think we probably return lower, right? I don't see us getting above. If we can get above that, then we may be able to push for this high. But to me, this seems more of a run on stops. And then boop, we sell off. What equal highs are you referencing? Let's see. This is crazy in here. Holy cow. Tight it all. I mean, these would be clean. All the way up here. 4 hour. Created the wick. Would you take shorts from this level? I mean, I would be leaning more towards yeah, to be honest. Like, I like the idea of us going higher, but I just don't know if we're gonna want to do that right now. I'd watch really to see what happens inside of these first presented fair value gaps. If we ran out this high, right, broke back below the first presented fair value gaps, I'd almost feel comfortable trying to use that, because now we're outside of this little consolidation range that we were stuck within. So as we say, the best trades come at the extremes of the range. So we would see this is our range. We've run out that high. Now run out the low again, return into the midnight that we keep wanting to get into. Da, 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 da. So yeah, we watch how this, right, as we said, there was a volume imbalance that was created as we left it. That's also what I'm looking at. So new with opening guy with, or guy, gap. But yeah, I'm more inclined to think we want to retest the midnight level here after running out these highs. Bullish fair value gap as well, right here. So now we watch this, right? There's still that tiniest new day opening gap, as we say, not really too much attention on that. To me, I'm thinking we go seek into short in here, clear out the short-term highs, hold first presented, revisit midnight, maybe clear out this low, and then retrace into the 5-minute down here. Still kind of our area of interest, right? The original 5-minute that was created as we blasted off. So let's see what we get here. Let's hide the equal highs right there, but is that the midpoint of that wick? That's what we were looking at. Yeah, look at that. Can't get above midpoint of that wick. So the original new spike. He said the mega. Yes, sir. That's the best pattern. The megaphone. I don't even know what that is. I could probably guess. Let's see. Right there, boom, easy. Easy. Snake pattern. Reverse diamond. Wow. That's gas. That is gas. So far, as you said, with midnight probably again. If you were someone that would like swing trading, bro, that would be tough in these conditions. $15-minute. 15-minute is the midpoint of that wick, right? Is that what it looks like? It does. Higher time frame reference points might help kind of get rid of the confusion. I do think a lot of those lows, if we can run into that 5-minute, that almost seems like, right, we go lower to go higher. Boom, blast off. What time is it? 10:46. We'll see. That might be our second trade. We might try that out. Return into the mitigation block. Clear out some short-term lows. Even if we just got a quick like retracement. Stop below the swing low. Down close candle. Just here. That was the first trade. Trying to use volume imbalance. Stop below swing low. Right, that was below the midnight level as well. Right here. Spent a lot of time in there. Boop, get stopped out below that low. So cut risk like that. Pretty minuscule, not much. Which is why we could probably go ahead and try right one more. Look for the retracement lower. Once again, that's right at the middle of the range. So like if we go from high to low of this current range, I would say low here, high here. Look where midpoint is. Right. Oh my, I mean, come on now. Look at that. With the 1 minute. Sheesh. So I think price definitely will want to return into equilibrium. Just a matter of, do we bounce from there and try to get outside that range again? Short. Yeah, we'll try that out. Just love seeing those confluences right aligned with the 1 minute. Is nice. Real nice. Yeah, ES holding its 4 hours well. Cleared its lows. Large gap in ES. A little weaker this morning. Where'd that 5 minute go? What do I think about the higher time frame? Let's see. Let's hide all, easier to see. Daily will be. I mean, yeah, well, I'd agree with that. As we said, I'd really expect more a few days where we just go back and forth, almost like this, right? Like this type of price action. Like if we zoom in, it's pretty identical, right? Like huge gap, a lot of up close candles. So as I go here, that's almost what I would expect. Not as big as a gap, but right, a lot of up close candles. A few days it just stuck. And then I wouldn't mind a retracement into at least like a fair value gap here. You notice that we have that breaker, low, high, lower, low. So we're turning into this high that's aligned with the daily. Would make sense to me. Makes sense to me. And Q, kind of the same, strong as well. But a slight retracement maybe into one of these lower fair value gaps. Whoa. That is so, look at that. What in the what? ES is able to clear its low. We might go ES, take a trade, to be honest. It just ran slow. Gets back above its first presented. And Q is not acting nice. Cleared that low out. Just stay low. Yeah, we're gonna go ES here. This is NQ already ran into our where we'd want to see it. Hey, we tried. I think we just have more room to the upside in ES now at the point, since NQ seems to be leading. We've already cleared a lot of lows in here. We'll try that. Midnight held pretty strong. So now we want to see, that's previous day. Is this low? Let's see. Yeah, previous day is low. Okay, so we've already cleared the daily low. That's kind of what we're playing at right now. So I want to see if that large area of liquidity can't hold us now. We're creating a lot of lower highs. Right, and as we've said, NQ has really been stronger, refusing to really clear out these lows. Well, ES has been falling through them pretty easily. So I'd like to see a quick bounce from here and just make a run back up into that first presented fair value gap. This one's from, what day is this? Only goes back 5, so Friday as well. Okay. Let's see what we get. All right, stop for us is under first presented of the weekly, first presented today, and basically that liquidity. So if we come all the way back down there, we're just offsides. Right? ES is just weak this morning. A weak ass little bitch. Right, 1050, we run that liquidity. So we're seeing if 1050 to 1110 can't give us something to close out the morning here. Well, right at the 830 level as well. Not good. Look at that. That's hideous. Right, ES is cleared out low, so we're trying to capitalize on that at least. One partial at 5 handles. Yeah, ugly price action for sure. Most def. We could take one off right there though, if we get there. Love me a good 5 handle. Love me a good ends. Oh, 31. Chill out. We're flipping the position. Flip a swish on a bish and die. Right, this target was bring back our ended. That was the first percentage fair value gap. That's also the swing point. That becomes the buy side. Partial. Right there. No way, it hit it to the tick. We got a box. That's my fault because I put it at 5 and a tick. Da 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 da. Green on the day, yes sir, just like that. Oh, it says like you thought. We're hitting the new week opening gap low. That's what that is. We got to put this at exactly 5 handles. Boom. So there's the partial, right? Let me bring this back up. That's what we're running into. New week opening gap low. So we're partialing at 5 handles. Beautiful expansion. Yes, can we run this? We might try to squeeze a little bit more out of this into highs. Give me one. One there. As we hit that new day opening gap. No, I think we can get into the high of it. So we're going to go, we'll manually sell as we get into the high of that there. Yeah, NQ finally clears that high. That's fine with me. We caught the one here. Made more sense to me in ES. Yo, I got it. Max, you kill me. That's funny. Thanks, bro. Oh my, see, you made me miss the exit. You got me hype. It's all right. It'll hit it again. As it hits it, we take it out. Boom. Bye. This one. Okay. So now we can let it, right? I'm fine. Let's see where we are. We go break even. And yeah, I'm fine letting this run. See if it can't run up into this high. If not, we'll just take that break even. Swing low. I want to get a swing high exit. I'm hoping this is a swing high right here. But yeah, NQ did end up, right? It attacked that high. So we did get into the high off midnight. Unfortunate, we get stopped out by less than really a handle. And then it runs. But as we said, that's fine with us. We made it back and more here. We'll see if we can't catch up to NQ now. Maybe we look for that to happen, right? All right, yeah, patience. And yeah, it just made sense. Our first presented still held, cleared out a lot more lows. I like that setup better. Just a framework to take that. And as we said, we'll see if we can. I like the idea of this buy side. I don't know if it's going to want to be as strong. NQ's just been stronger all morning. Let's kind of bring them both back up if we can. Yes, there. If we can get to the high of the 1 hour there, that means we should be able to get at least. That's pretty ambitious. We'll leave it here. Yeah, once it goes, that thing just went. Which it did create a fair value gap there. To me, that's almost, you could almost take that entry. Should we try that? Catch them both at this. Ooh. Both instruments in the same day. Look, leaving that range, right? This wick. Wick high with the fair value gap. That's bullish. Let's go to NQ though, see what we're doing. Don't want to miss our exit. I said I think we get here. I wish I had one more contract. We might go with the old let it run. What time is it? 11. Now I want to be done actually. If it gets here, we'll be content. We're made back to loss and more, so we'll just take that. No need to be greedy. Yeah, I just noticed that. I did that a while ago. Probably like, well, I guess not a while ago. Whenever I started streaming again. Could probably switch back if we wanted to. I just noticed that when I went to that other window, it wasn't like that. That's weird. It automatically like switches back to what it used to be, I guess. So like it helps people not be worried about the dollar amount and then they stress out. Or you put too much emphasis on it. And then you don't let the trade play out how you want because then you're looking at the money. Yeah, I suggest it. Just makes it more pure. Right? It takes your subconscious away from like looking at it. Even if you don't think you do. I feel like a lot of people think about the monetary value of it. So doing this just lets the trade play out. Or you can do it in like percent too, I guess. Some people do that. Percent. So at this point, let's see, 11, yeah. Hey, okay, I'm converting. That's what I want right there. No, I was kidding. Like I said, NQ is fun. I don't know. I feel like ES is just a little easier for me to read. Plays by the rules a little bit more often. I know it seems like ICT is only doing NQ, but he really taught on ES primarily. At least when I was learning, which is why I did ES and I just liked it more. It's like looking back now, right? If we would have kept our stop where it was, we would have been fine. When we entered like this, we would have got close, right? We wouldn't have hit it, and we would have ran to where we were looking. So it still is user error, but yeah, I just prefer ES. We'll keep trying though. We'll try both. Keep ES in the back pocket. We know we got it locked in. See if we can't get out and call it a day. Closure above should be good for us. Do we push it? Do we push it? Do we push it? Ooh, we closed above. Volume imbalance. Was yes. Was NQ. Let's push it. Oh my, never mind. I'm too slow. Okay, that's fine. We're out there. We'll be content because that's a midpoint new week opening gap, right? Yeah. So that's, well, I'm content. I like that. That's good. Boom. Beautiful. Let's get a swing high right there. Let's wait for the swing high. Yes, I do, Max. Right, so that's why I think it's important to be able to figure out what conditions you're in, because when we are choppy like this, I tend to leave the stop where it is, and that's kind of what we talked about earlier with Darkly, like committing to the idea. Because as we mentioned, price can reference areas of entry multiple times and still hold the original low. Oh my, which is why I said really an NQ, right? That's just user error. Should have kept the stop where it was at. But it's all right, we made up for it. Because yeah, in high resistance liquidity run conditions, price will tend to retrace multiple times into the same area, still hold. Swing high, we're just waiting for the swing high because that's going to be money exit. Swing low to swing high. Hopefully we don't blast through it right here. It's also the volume imbalance entry too, huh, right there. Yeah, that was just clean. So those are the trades we like to see. Beautiful, cool. So yeah, we'll call it there a day. We'll kind of go back through it. Right, we try to start, oops, sorry. NQ. So we originally were looking at NQ, right? Gonna try to take something. Our idea was we want to run higher, so we're looking for longs. Gonna bring back up the indicators real quick. This crazy wick here had our attention as we created that wick and created this swing low. We expected that we wanted to attack that high. So we just tried using simply the volume imbalance. And as we mentioned, stop was below. There's a 5 minute, it was below the liquidity, below this 1 hour fair value gap low, and below midnight. We get tagged in, spent a lot more time than we wanted. When we created this swing low and right closed back above the new week opening gap, we actually moved our stop. And that's why you see us getting stopped out here. Unfortunate, get stopped out barely. And then as you see, price does end up running into what we expected up here in this high. We weren't involved, however. On ES though, right, we kind of made up for it. We notice ES is continuing to trade lower as NQ can't take lows. Right, so ES is showing weakness, it's clearing out short-term lows, and then it's able to actually hold at its first presented fair value gap, displace higher, and get above both the first weekly presented fair value gap and the first one from today, right? Leaving behind a volume imbalance as well. And then we still had buy side to target. So that becomes the new idea, especially because we were able to clear out these short-term lows. So we get long as price retrades into that first presented fair value gap paired with the volume imbalance. And then we partialed at the new day opening gap. And then the final exit was up here at buy side. As we said, we may want to attack buy side up here. That'd be the same buy side that NQ was able to trade through. But we're just in no need to try to hold for that. So far, that first presented is holding nicely, so looks like that'll be the objective. But we're fine, right? Getting that swing high exit, swing low entry. How do you find the midpoint? Midpoint of what? Midpoint is just right the distance between the high and the low of that area. So when I'm saying midpoint, it's really universal. It's just the high and the low of any PD array. The 50% level of that is what I reference when I say midpoint. If you want to be technical, right, technically speaking, like if it's a fair value gap, it's consequent encroachment. If it's an order block or like a mitigation block, it's a mean threshold. So there's a difference in that sense, but I just reference it as midpoint for both. It's just easier to remember. Oh, bam, look at that, Jesus. Nice. Do we get high new week opening gap? Cool. Okay. So yeah, we'll wrap up there. I think, oh, look at that. If we leave this, that's pretty bullish actually. I think we can continue up here into these highs. That's almost what I'd watch. Hide all this real quick. Make it easy. So we clear out lows, boom. Clear out lows, inversion. Break a low, short-term low cleared, explosion. Boom. Yeah, here, I'd go here at this high. NQ is cleared wholly. NQ's gone. What's that? We might get that high. Yeah, we probably will get those highs. I didn't think we would today. But looks like it's going to want to. All the way here. The broadening shark reverse diamond played out perfectly. Nice. ES is far from there. Look at all the executions. ES is far from there, so we could probably still get there in ES. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, we'll be back. So we actually do have a lot of news tomorrow. First news of the week. Or I guess scheduled news anyways, besides today's little excitement. I'm just gonna double check real quick and make sure what it is and what time. So it's jobless. Okay, so yeah, home sales. Okay, so quite a few events. 7:30, 8. The last one starts at 9. So I think we'll come here at like 8:50, maybe 8:45, or I guess technically be 9:45 Eastern, and wait for that 10 o'clock news to take place, and then see what we get after 10 o'clock. So yeah, that'll be the plan tomorrow. A little later start. We'll be there for about an hour, hour and a half. So until then, have a good rest of the day, everybody, and we'll talk tomorrow. Take care.